Hi everyone, Gregor the Goateed Geek here, back on the Survival Plus mod, and I've done a bit of levelling, and I've done a bit of learning of engrams, and I'll just take you through some of the things that I've learned since the last episode. The first thing, the most important thing, is that when I'm playing this, and I'm talking, narrating, I sometimes miss things, and one of the things I did miss was the fact that in my inventory, when I had plant parts, they said they would spoil, but when they spoil, they turn into thatch. So that's why thatch was appearing in my inventory, which I didn't notice, because I wasn't getting thatch from the trees. I was getting it from the drying plant parts. Also, if you want to store your thatch, you can create a hay bale, and you put the plant parts in the hay bale. They'll degrade into thatch, and if you have any thatch on you, you can put your thatch into the hay bundle. Like so. So that was one of my little things that I learnt. The other thing is the lack of the passive tame on the moss chops, and the passive tame on the dodo. You cannot tame everything in this game. This is one thing I've learned. You cannot tame any flyers, and most of the animals that you can tame are on the relatively small side. One of the exceptions to that, I believe, is a direwolf, which you can tame as long as you've got the profession of hunter, and you can use a bait trap. The other thing you can tame is the Thylacoleo, the tree dweller that leaps out at you. That's tameable as well. So there's two good targets to aim for. Most of the things are things like dodos, dillos, Archaeopteryx, and many of the small things. And you tame them not by using trank arrows, because I don't think there's any trank arrows in this mod. You have to find their nests. And if you find a nest, you may find a fertilized egg. You can take the fertilized egg and hatch it and raise the animal as your own. So that's a big change to what I'm used to. And I can't have an RG. We can't fly. So that's one thing. And I just noticed in the background there is a listo. And I think I need some meat. Let's go and get it. Back that way. Another thing I noticed in the last episode was the fire was degrading. Now, I found out that the fire, if it lasts for more than a night, you're lucky. I don't have the sources to do it. What am I missing? I need wood. Do I not have any wood? I don't have any wood. I need to get some wood. Yeah, so I noticed it was down to about half, and the night wasn't even fully over. So you're going to be repairing the campfire a lot, or making lots of new ones. I suggest keeping it repaired and turning it off when you don't need it. Otherwise, you're going to be hitting problems. So let's just repair this. Load up the fire. And I got one piece of meat. Well, I've got some left from what I collected while I was off camera. Now, the other thing I noticed, you may have seen at the start of this episode, or you may not, that I had a little heart icon in the left-hand side of my screen. Now that's the buff you get when you're fed well. When you've got a balanced diet of berries and meat, you get a little buff. I did wonder about that in the last episode, but yes, that is the case. You do get a little bit of a buff. So that's pretty good. And was there anything else that I found out? Yes. Let's just go to the engrams. I've learnt a few extra engrams since we were last year. I wanted to make some clay, because there appears to be, until you get to the professions level, there is no storage facilities. But apparently you can make a clay pot and store things in a clay pot. So I wanted to make clay, so I made the bucket. And to make the bucket I needed plant string. And to make the plant string I needed a spindle and some plant fibers. So I made up some plant string, had some wood, made a couple of buckets. And then to make the clay, you need to fill the bucket with soil, and to do that you need to be on ground such as this, with a bucket in your hotbar, and you press E and it fills with sand. Fills with soil, I should say. You can use sand as well, but be aware, to make clay from sand you need starch powder, and I don't think you get that until a much later level. Let me just check that. Let's see, starch. Yeah, we're looking at level 18 for starch. So if you've got Survival Plus on a Scorched Earth server, you're going to be waiting a long time to get to the stage where you can start making clay. Now the other thing I need to make clay is water, so I need to make a water skin. Let's just fill this up, because I'm going to make the clay. And to make the water skin you needed, again, you needed plant string, and you also needed a Bowden needle. Which makes sense, I suppose, because you've got to sew up the hide to make the water skin. So, makes sense. Let's just put the water in here, and we can now make clay. Excellent. Now the question is, what can I do with this? Clay. A blob of clay which can be used for different purposes. And I believe in the engrams there was a clay shaper, which I learnt. There's a clay shaper. Let's just see. Did I make one? No. How do I make one? I need wood. Everything needs wood. And if it doesn't need wood, it needs plant bits. Let's just go and get some wood. That bark, by the way, can be... I've made some up into some bandages, some basic bandages. And you can use it under fire, but it's not particularly very efficient. Wood is your best bet. So, clay shaper. I've got a clay shaper. Let's make one of those. And now, what can I do? Ooh, I've got some raw animal fat. How do I use this clay shaper? For instance, if I want to make a clay pot, how would I do that? Is there an engram for it? Clay. No? That all seems to be... Oh yeah, these clay balls, by the way. Used for storage. For keeping your perishables, slowing the spoiling timer. But you've got to be able to put them in something. Can't put it in there. Can't put it on my hotbar. Pot. Do I need a pottery wheel? that looks like a clay pot, but level 25? That seems very... Maybe this is the crafting station for it. I need to go up a level and check that out. Be back soon. Hi, welcome back. I've now got my potter's wheel, and I've been making some clay. Just going to make a bit more. I got a bucket of soil there, and I got a water skin, and I can make some more clay. While it's raining, I suppose I could do a quick zero. Get my buckets. Fill them with soil. Put them back in here. Along with the water. And while I can make clay while the sun's not shining, as it were. There we go. Excellent. And give that another refill just in case I need it. So, if we take a look at this, we've got a fresh large clay pot and a fresh clay pot. I think I want the large pot. That takes 16 clay. Excellent. Now I wonder... I suppose that is working because I got the clay shaper in my inventory. Might test that out later. Let's craft that item. Oh, it makes two. Oh, that's really good. And I need to burn it before it can be used. Okay. And I assume by burn it means in the fire. I'll leave it in there for a bit and see what happens. Meantime, I'll take that out. Assume that's working okay. Large clay pot, there we go, no longer fresh. So you get a green bar at the bottom when it's ready. Now, can you place these down? Then I'm going to put my storage, maybe over here. There, we've got the old storage box sound. So I don't need to be carrying those around. And I probably don't need the bark, or the iron ore. Dried narco berries. Ah. I assume those come from fresh ones that I've collected on the way. I haven't found a use for feathers yet, or the charcoal. Fire making kits, I'll keep one spare in there. Hide strips, I'll come back to those. Raw animal fat. Wonderful. And the plant parts I suppose I should put over here in my hay bundle. Again, I'm not sure what use these are going to be. Oh well. Well, let's get rid of a bit of weight anyway. And I'll put those on there. There we go. Excellent. And that's the second one. Very nice models on these. Quite like look at those. So I got my potter's wheel, and I got my clay pots to store things in, and my weight is back down to a more reasonable level. Let's grab a bit of food. And I got my heart buff back again. So everything is happy with the world. Now, I'm all out in the open here. No shelter. So what I'd normally be looking at is to do a thatch building, but they don't exist. If we go to engrams, let's look for a wall. Okay, we get something at level 19, which looks like a wooden wall. And we get a spite wall. But there's no roofs. There's no ceilings. And as far as I understand it, that's because you need a builder. You need the profession builder to build those, to build a house. And they're prefabricated. So the only shelter that we've got at the moment is a tent. And you may have guessed the tent takes hide. We want the hide strips, which is why I put those strips away. And we need 50 hide, which I've only got 16 of. So I need to bring something down, and something down that's big or a lot of small things, of course. That's just, does anything need repairing at the moment? Yeah, I could do with repairing that. Let's just repair that. And may as well repair that while we're at it. So I suppose I should go and find something to kill. And grab some hide. Not sure what I'm strong enough to bring down. Dodos are easy. Listros are easy. I could do with finding something bigger to bring down. Let's see what's around here. Let's go hunting. What's that noise? Was it anything? Just me being nervous. Now then, what's around here? Anything that I can kill? There's the moss chops. What level are they? How dangerous are they when they get riled? Ah! I was wrong. This one's got a passive tame meter. I wonder if the hitbox and the other one was weird. No, this one's just acting weird. Well, I think we might try and take this one out. Come on, go down. Yep, the spheres do break. How many hit points has he got? I'm only doing 16. I need a better weapon. That's a weird sound. Let's see how much hide I can get off this. Can I get enough? 22. I don't think that's enough, is it? 38, I need 50. There's a trike there, but The trike would annihilate me. Now, do I have a better weapon available to me? That's a very good question. Head back to my place. Oops. And give it a look. Yeah, I switched the fire off, didn't I? Turned the fire off. Put the fire out, I should say. Turned it off. Sounds electric. Sounds like it's electric, doesn't it? Okay. Craftables. Spear. Okay, I got a wooden spindle and I got a wooden spear. Engram points. Ooh, I need to learn. If I learn crude shaft, then I can get myself a flint spear. I wonder where you get flint from, though. I've got a funny feeling that's going to be another rabbit hole. Oh, no. Flint, of course. I'm thinking of Minecraft flint. I've been playing too much Minecraft recently. We have to sift to get the flint in the sky factory. So my health is going back up. Okay. Everything's looking good. So I need some more spears. Let's craft a couple more of those. There we go. Excellent. And now it's stacking to 3. What on earth is going on? The tip can be burned in a fire to make it hot. Now when I put that clay pot in the fire, it said fresh, and then it turned to a different name. It turned to large clay pot rather than fresh large clay pot. I wonder. I'm running out of wood all the time. This is not good. I wonder. Let's try this out. Light the fire. Take one of these. I'll take these and put them in. Wooden spear. Ah, ha 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 ha. Burnt wooden spear. There we go. Obvious, really, when you think about it. And let's light that up in. So I've got my hardened tipped wooden spears. And it is turned to night. Well, I think hunting is going to have to wait for daylight. Definitely. So, I'm coming to the end of the episode now, and I hope to catch you again for the next one. We're going to go hunting to get some hide to make a tent. See you soon. Bye for now.